Meanwhile, millions of light years away, the divine duo stood in silence, gazing at a supernova blooming in the dark.
"A beautiful painting,"
said a soft-spoken female voice after a while, breaking the silence. To her, each one of these events were unique, in colors, atoms, temperatures, each telling its own brief story before fading.
"Does it amaze you?"
replied a firm male voice. The divine duo were in a stellar space vessel, both looking out. For them, time and distances were irrelevant. They are tasked to a far greater purpose. The male figure gestured toward the glowing heart of the blast.
"It all starts and ends the same way."
"I know,"
she said with a smile.
"I was speaking more as an artist."
"Well, you are the artist, my dear Dara."
The male figure said, rising from his seat. He placed a hand against the observation pane as radiant waves of energy spread across the vessel's shield.
"And you are the art, my dear Shiva,"
replied Dara, smiling as she logged the supernova's coordinates. She began analyzing the forming elements, calculating the timeline for the cooling phase.
"You're too kind, my love."
Shiva said softly.
"I am neither art nor artist. I am no one."
And yet, he was half of something greater. They were known only as Dara and Shiva, timeless beings older than stars, woven into the fabric of space and time. Created as a pair by a deity unknown even to them, they were two halves of a cosmic whole. Their purpose was simple, yet vast: to nurture, to guide, and to maintain balance in the ever-expanding universe. Shiva never accepted compliments easily. He rarely stayed long once a civilization discovered who he truly was, always leaving Dara to convey their wisdom. Still, he excelled at guiding early cultures, those just emerging from the shadows of instinct and survival.
"Still humble, as always,"
Dara said warmly.
"On our next stop, you should lead the convention. I'll take a detour."
Shiva gave her a quiet look, knowing, amused, and predictably unwilling. Dara already knew he would never agree. This was their rhythm. They were not gods, though they might as well have been. Dara and Shiva, timeless, bound, and burdened with the fate of civilizations. Together, they were architects of evolution, guiding cultures, inspiring myths, and standing watch as galaxies were born and faded. Despite their godlike powers, they possessed one vulnerability: each other. Only Dara could harm Shiva. Only Shiva could harm Dara. It was neither curse nor flaw, but a symbol of their trust, a bond that kept them grounded. And through that bond ran something deeper than duty: love, endless, ancient, and infinite. They watched the birth of stars. They examined civilizations that showed promise, measuring them against ancient criteria. When it was time, they intervened, not to rule, but to help. Shiva guided fragmented, war-torn societies, teaching survival, unity, and compassion. Dara tended creativity like a patient sculptor, stirred intellect, and listened for the quiet pulse of empathy. Together, they helped life rise, again and again, toward its fullest expression. Dara saw the universe as a vast canvas. Each civilization was a unique masterpiece, a swirl of colors and patterns that told a story. She delighted in planting seeds of knowledge and watching them bloom. As a cosmic gardener, she nurtured creativity, intellect, and empathy. Her inner thoughts were filled with wonder. She marveled at life's diversity, but also questioned their interventions. She hoped civilizations would thrive, and feared when they would not. Shiva, by contrast, viewed the universe as a cycle, a rhythm of birth, growth, decay, and rebirth. He was the cosmic guardian, ensuring balance and continuity. His mind turned toward philosophy, pondering the nature of their mission, the limits of control, and the inevitability of loss. He remained detached, not unfeeling, but aware that every civilization must ultimately choose its own path. Though different in spirit, Dara and Shiva shared a deep reverence for life. They did not dictate, they guided. And in doing so, they learned as much from those they nurtured as those beings learned from them. But the next world wouldn't merely need their guidance, it would question their very purpose. This one might challenge everything they thought they knew and change everything they were.